So Jesus isn't just saying talk to the people on the margins that are cool and nice and safe to talk to. He's talking about like go to the problem people who like just test the limits of even the most tolerant person's tolerance, that's what you were talking about, Ryan, that I just wanted to like jump on and underline.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the prisoner thing is especially important, you know, because there are a lot of people in American prisons who did do the crime. They killed their wife, their girlfriend, or whatever. You know, they stole something, they assaulted somebody. And Jesus is saying that, no, if you go and visit those people and you care for them, you are caring for me, the Son of God. And, you know, I find that there's like, you know, maybe 0.001% of people on the planet who actually behave in this fashion. You know, I think like maybe I've met a couple of lesbian priests who actually try legitimately do what they can to live up to that standard. But what resonates for me is that, you know, as a socialist with, you know, nominally radical egalitarian politics, I believe that also. You know, I believe that everybody deserves, you know, a basic standard of living, and everyone is our fellow citizen. Like we're all, in a broad sense, human beings. We all deserve rights and liberties and so on and so forth, regardless of what we've done. You know, I don't believe in the death penalty, that sort of thing. And I don't live up to that. I don't do everything I could. You know, I save money and I spend it on shit for myself and for my family. You know, like I am largely selfish in most of my behavior. And it's not like that's how most people are. And yet, like you were saying before, like a horizon, you know, you're saying like Jesus is setting this totally impossible standard. Like nobody but the absolute most saintly person could possibly live up to this. And yet, it's something to live up to attempt, you know, a little voice in the back of your head saying, you know, like I should donate to refugees in Sudan and Gaza and elsewhere. And I should, you know, work to instantiate a politics in this country and globally so that this type of stuff doesn't happen. And that's probably more important if I can make it happen than like doing things myself. But like, you know, it's a sort of moral motivation that I find just tracks completely well with what you're talking about as far as, you know, the moral horizons of Christianity, because almost nobody is a saint, but we can all aspire to that goal. Does that make sense?
And you can do more. I mean, you meaning person at home who's listening to this going, yeah, I'm not a saint, but saints are cool. I mean, you can do more than you think you can.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that like scoldy, like, you know, shaking my finger at you. I mean something more like your inner resources would surprise you.
Because as you point out, Phil, human beings are very imitative and very adaptive, right? And part of what we think is possible or not possible is what we've been conditioned to do and conditioned to think is possible. And so if we just get a little inspiration, a little hope, a little motivation, and see some examples, we can do different things.
Yeah. So for example, let's take the prison thing for a second. I'm without really meaning to, I've been going around making myself sound a way better and like more unselfish person than I am for like 10 years, just because I was involved until very recently in editing a literary magazine for prisoners. You know, it was a pain in the ass. I didn't always enjoy it. And so, yeah, I guess there's some hard work and virtue involved. But the point I want to make about that is that as a result of that, I'm constantly meeting people who have done like a little bit of prison volunteering or are volunteering with prisoners for the first time or doing prison arts work for the first time. And almost everybody ends up enjoying it way more than they expect to. Like it ends up not being just this thing that you experience as like you hurting yourself for the greater good. It is draining and you can't do it all the time, but like almost everybody who does it wants to do it again.
That's the end of the preview, folks. As usual, we like to mention that this podcast is sponsored by the American Prospect magazine. So if you want to listen to the whole thing, you can subscribe at $5 a month. If you want that plus a free subscription to the website, plus the opportunity for a steeply discounted print subscription. You can do that if you so wish at $10 a month. And otherwise, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.